This recipe, I went to the Aldi test kitchen about a month ago, and this is a recipe that they created in the test kitchen, and this is their no-bake coffee banana energy bites. Now, I particularly love this recipe because, well, of course they're delicious. They contain nutritious ingredients and only 7 ingredients. And you know I'm a big fan of 7 ingredient recipes, 5 ingredient recipes, and it's just, they're packed with flavor. So we'll get right to the recipe. This recipe, by the way, you'll get, I'll post in the comments afterwards. All right, so this thing here, first what I have in here, I have a banana that I mashed. So I like to use a whisk. You could use a fork. So we'll just finish mashing this up like so until it's about smooth. And then we have some oats. Now these oats in particular, these are Aldi Millville old-fashioned oats that you can see here. This whole thing is only $2.39. That big tub is only $2.39. So love that. Now Aldi prices, one of the reasons they can get them that low is because 90% of their products are private label. So that helps keep the prices low. And all of their private label products, they contain no certified synthetic color, which I'm always excited to see that, and no trans fats, no added trans fats. All right, another thing we have here, we have some almond butter. I love almond butter. I love spreading that on my toast in the morning, especially topped with pumpkin butter, really delicious. And in this case, we're using it to add creaminess and a binder to the recipe. And their almond butter, Aldi has this Simply Nature creamy almond butter. So this little gem here is $4.99. So that's a great deal. Then we have some mini chocolate chips. You can also get those. These are their Baker's Corner brand. And so we just add those. So they're mini, so a little goes a long way. I only have a half a cup there. And then we have one of my favorite ingredients in the whole wide world. Coffee. These are coffee grounds. So you're gonna get a little nice shot of caffeine in these suckers, which I love. And then we have some honey. And the honey that Aldi carries, this is their Simply Nature Wildflower honey. So we'll just add that. And I really like to use honey in my recipes because, you know, it's a sweetener that just, you know, the bees make it. So that's good. And then, let's see, we have some cinnamon and it's ground cinnamon. And then I added this, my own personal touch. It's a little bit of salt, just a tiny pinch. I think salt brings out the flavor in a lot of foods. In most foods, even if it's a sweet food, just a tiny little bit. That's gonna still keep our sodium very good in this recipe. All right, so let's see. I think we got all the ingredients in there. So now we just stir this together. So when you stir these, so the almond butter, it's thick. Almond butter is thick. So I like to use a wooden spoon instead of. Hey Lewis, I can't see what you wrote, but I can see you're here. Thank you for joining. I'll go read your comments later. I have my laptop in front of me, so I'll refresh that in a moment. So we'll stir this. So you really just put some elbow motion into there. So with this recipe, okay, so the oats are providing fiber, that good soluble fiber. The almond butter is providing some protein, which I always recommend to get in the morning, in snacks, really with every meal. And these bites, I mean, you can have these as a snack. You can have them to start your day in the morning. These would go great with coffee. I also like, because of the chocolate chips, hello. So for your afternoon snack, I almost always have chocolate in the afternoon, dark chocolate. So as long as there's some dark chocolate happening in there. So let's see, we'll just make sure we got all the almond butter before I scoop this. Now the recipe says you want to chill this for 5 minutes after you mix it. I've tested it. I've tested it both ways because I'm always looking for shortcuts. It is better to refrigerate it for 5 minutes, but if you're in a hurry, it's okay. You'll still be able to form these into balls. All right, so this looks pretty good. It smells so good. You can smell that coffee in there. And so what I have here, now you don't need to have an ice cream scooper. This is like a small mini one. This is very much a food service, chef-y kind of tool, but you can find this at any kitchen store. If you don't have one, you can use a tablespoon from your kitchen drawer that everybody has. But I like to use it because then every little ball, let me give you a close-up of these, by the way, to tempt you. Every little ball looks cute and perfect, see? So, and it's good portion control too. These you don't have to bake, so you don't have to worry about anything getting overcooked. But especially if you're baking cookies, it's good to have them all even because they'll all cook evenly. You won't have the doughy cookies and you wouldn't have overly brown cookies. So you want to get that, you press it, and that's going to help keep the balls together. Then you just pop, I'm going to take this ring off. There we go. All right, and then you just form this with your hands. So super simple. So it's a very thick mixture that you can see. And we can just roll this into a cute little ball, and then you just plop this on a cookie sheet pan, like something like that. So you just do that. So very simple. And so this recipe makes about, makes 24 little balls. And well, they're actually pretty good size. 24 balls, and they're only 18 cents per serving. So that's a really great deal. Now, you want to store these in the refrigerator. So do you want to take a bite? I know you do. Don't you want to take a bite of that? Really tasty. So you want to put these in the refrigerator in a covered, sealed container. You could keep them on that sheet pan or put them in a glass container that's sealable. That'll work. And they're just really delicious. So I'm going to have one as soon as we're done here.